shit. Hold on, man. Yeah. The way you are is so beautiful, 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 beautiful. The way you are is so beautiful, 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 beautiful. Yeah. You got me lost in oh yeah. Turn. Girl, can we meet by the bow, oh yeah. Check. At the water park where we go, oh yeah. Turn. We like to earn the same, we just flow, oh yeah. I'm gonna take my time, cause the pilot ice cold as ice clear. 1 second, guys. After just broke done, we can see if you clear. My vision 2020, but in the physical, I need your love, girl. Pulling on your weave is how we save the day, and we didn't have to pray, no. Say my name. You know I'm fucking all of the mothers. You know I'm fucking all of the mothers. You know I'm fucking all of the mothers. Mothers. Yeah. You know I'm fucking all of the mothers. Stop. You know I'm fucking all of the mothers. You know I'm fucking all of the mothers. Mothers. Yeah. We the way you are is so beautiful, 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 beautiful. Girl, the way you are is so beautiful, 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 beautiful. Real shit. You know what I'm saying? Next out here. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Two of the same worlds but different perceptions. Now, what you might be asking me, what does that actually mean? Now, if I break down what that means, let me break down the actuality of why we come up with things like the two of the same, different perceptions. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. You know what I'm saying? When you're in a world full of motherfucking sheeps and people that don't know better, or you think like when you're in a world with people that don't know too much, you're in a space where you gotta play the representation of trying to be the key director in all situations in that person's life or in that person's situation or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be job, work, family, friends, associates, whatever. If you don't know, how to actually have that way of leading towards your actions towards the right scenarios, then you won't be having that main perception on where it's supposed to lead you on where you're supposed to be there for that person's life, like for you to be in that person's life in general or be in that person's area and perception. It takes for you to have your way of actually having it was for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, it's for a reason. And if you don't take that reason that God gave you and you don't use that for the right scenario, You'll be in the space of where you're thinking to yourself that all the reasons that you were put, or you try to represent within this individual, was all for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And you never want to be in a space where it's all for nothing, because you go to the source nothing by default to have that actuality of that trust, uh that will that you know within yourself, that that will that you know within yourself, that you create by default. You know what I'm saying? And for you to connect with the all, you might have to be you not might have to, you have to be in a space where you know that you got to make something look like nothing in general. You know what I'm saying? And when you make that something look like nothing, then you know how to make nothing look like something, and you know it's a two of the same thing. Now, when you're damn niggas, so when you're in a space where you're trying to make have a way on how you can, like, all right, so let me get to the point. So let's get to the main point. You know what I'm saying? We 6 minutes in this motherfucking shit. So check it out. You know what I'm saying? Now check it out. When you're in that world, right? It really plays out where it looks like that. It may look like this actual world. It may look like this actual way of existing, but it's really the one and the same, and it's just the two different perceptions. So that's why no matter what, you might got to be in a space where you're understanding that the whole point of going upon these things, the whole point of going upon these scenarios, is having not having a bias within your representation, or your way of executing certain things. You know what I'm saying? So when you don't have a bias within these things, you're in a space where you're understanding that the whole thing within what you're trying to actually be, or astral travel, or becoming, or like, because you're creating organs when you're in this space, because this space is a space of where you're understanding that if it's two of the same, and there's two different perceptions. It's a different perception. You're in a space of where you're understanding that overall, that you came to have that certain ideology within that space, within that cadence within yourself. You know that the things, it's like, so it's like, y'all know that it's not like this, but you can see it like this. Y'all know that game called Call of Duty. I forgot which Call of Duty was, but it was one where you can turn into the ghost, and you can see the certain things, and shit looks different. It's literally like that. Like when you're in that space, when you're in that form, going upon your shit, you're in a space somewhere, motherfucking, the things you're looking at, you probably won't pay attention in the third dimension. When you're in the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension, things is like, it's the same thing but different way in how you see it. So, like I said, you may, whatever you're floating around, you may want to, like, your old school you used to go to, and you know how it's usually, the cars are usually parked in this side, but they're probably parked on the other side. This is an example. So it's like, when you're understanding these things, it's like we all have different ways on how we see these things during our way of coming across our way of, like, of astral traveling within these astro uh these astral forms. You know what I'm saying? And when you're coming across the ways on how to travel within these astral forms, you always have a scenario on where the things you're doing, the things you're actually uh making, the things you're actually having some sort of relativity within yourself. You're It's like you're understanding the ways on how these things come across. So the way the things these things are so often associated within the main fact. You know what I'm saying? And once you understand that, you're in a space of where you're having some sort of relativity within yourself, knowing that the whole point within having to have some sort of balance within that space is having the equilibrium, and knowing how to see from all sides. You know what I'm saying? So when you understand how to see from all sides, you're in a space of where the all sides become more shiftier, more easier to navigate towards, more relatable, more respectable within what you can make out of it. You know what I'm saying? And we know how to make that certain thing out of it. You'll know that the certain thing, the things you're trying to make out of that creation, becomes your new forms that you take within that new astral travel. You know what I'm saying? So it's not thinking on where we're creating organs to go out there in that new world. We're creating organs right now to go to experience that new world. So it's like we're really not going anywhere. We're just we're just you know what I'm saying, we're not going anywhere, but we're creating new forms and how to relate towards these things. You know what I'm saying? And we create new organs how to relate towards these things. Now you're in a perception on where you're understanding the basis and how these things even come together within an access point within what you're trying to relate towards within any scenario within yourself and others. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I said, back to this fourth, fifth, sixth dimension. You know what else? That was fourth, fifth, sixth dimensional talk. I want to get specifically so y'all can get with the program, so y'all know where I'm coming from. But you want to be in a space of where you're understanding that the whole thing of what you're doing. Alright, it's like this, because I'm trying to teach y'all how to get to a space of where you're understanding how to go to that space and know and see where it's coming from and see with all angles of it and see where, like, it's like you're almost looking at watching your footprints in the sand in a scenario. You know what I'm saying? And once you're understanding that, it's like you're understanding that once you're going through that space you're actually going through becomes the world of what you're creating right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really a thing where you're going to, but it's a thing of where you're experiencing that experience within your realm of reality. You know what I'm saying? So it's like once you're done with once you're done with this life, once you're done with this life perception, this illusion, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's like, man, because words can't even express where I'm trying to go towards. Because if I start bringing words to the space, shit will start getting dirty. And even if y'all think you're understanding me, it's like y'all not even really understanding me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when angels come up with certain things of how we express ourselves, angels, we the only thing we know on how to do is how to bring others into that certain path in their life. You know what I'm saying? And when you're bringing certain others to that certain path, you have a space on where you know how to navigate yourself, navigate your perception, navigate your way of living, the way of experiencing towards the right gate or the right scenario. You know what I'm saying? So you're always going to the the heavenly council. When you go to the seventh, eighth, and ninth dimension, you're always going to you're always going back home, but you gotta know on how the way, like the direction. It's a certain, and the direction is nothing more, nothing less, but a certain thought forms and ideas. You know what I'm saying? When you're coming up with certain thought forms and ideas to come up with these certain directions in your life, you start to realize that these certain directions takes for you to be that individual of how to reach that certain space in your life. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, like when you're reaching to that certain direction, when you're reaching to that certain path you're reaching to, you want to make sure that you know how you have that space on where you're detaching from unnecessary thoughts and feelings that you know you don't need. And once you come clean in that area, God sees you like, all right, this individual is ready to come back home, because God wants everybody to win. God is not no hater. God is just a motherfucker. Like if you try to play the representation of God down here, like if you try to be like, no, fuck that, I'm that, and it's like, what the fuck? What you trying to say? You can't be all possibilities. You can get a piece of all possibilities, but you can never be like all possibilities. I mean, you can never be all possibilities. You can be like all possibilities. You know what I'm saying? Just like me, I'm like all possibilities. I know when to move, when to come across, when to relate, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm actually 100% positive that bunch of other content creators online that be into my energies like me, or spirituality like me, astrology like me, individuality like me, astronomy like me, and geometry and numerology like me. You know what I'm saying? And I can't think of that. I can't think of that other word. But you all know what I'm trying to say. It was in my mind, but yeah, we don't think of things like that within yourself. You're in a space of where you're not understanding that the whole point of where you're trying to get to is a space on where you're trying to reach. Like it's like you're not reaching for the stars, you're walking on the stars. You know what I'm saying? So when you try to reach for the stars, you'll never get there because the stars is not something to reach for. The stars is something to walk on. You know what I'm saying? So when you're a star walker, you know what I'm saying? You know, you walk on these lights, you walk on these illusions, you walk on these things that you know aren't real. So when you get to that space and you look at the space, things that you thought were real turn out to be an illusion the whole time. You're in perception of where now you're having some sort of energy work within yourself, where you can, no matter what, you can't be hit with the gift of gab. The gift of gab. You know what I'm saying? You can't hit with the. You can't be hit with the gift of gab. You know what I'm saying? You can't be missteered during your direction. You can't be missteered during your location. And even if you are a little bit, it doesn't even fuck with you like that. It's like you know how to get back into your role, getting back into your characteristic, your mind state, your way how you're thinking, you're feeling. You get to know how to get back to that way of thinking and feeling, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't, if you're in a space where you're not understanding these things, you may be in perception of where that thing you're trying to reach for, that thing you're trying to actually lead towards, may not lead you to the promised land. Like I said, the promised land is not really an actual land, but it's something we create from the inside out. So you know how to create that thing from the inside out. You know that thing you're creating from the inside out becomes your perception of what it means to be an individual by default. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about the here and now. You know what I'm, I mean, well, let's say I don't want to say it's all about the here and now, but for lack of words, it's all about the here and now. But if I had a put in my mental palette uh um ideas into that, the here and now would be the ideology of understanding that it's all about understanding the way you'll see things from the internal realm, then to the external realm, and keeping the equilibrium within that balance within that self. So it's like a pulse. You're expanding, contracting. And once you're expanding, contracting, you're looking at it from the perception of where it's supposed to be seen. So you're looking at it from the perception of where it's supposed to be seen. You're understanding that what at least for you to get to a certain area in your life, no matter what. So when you're understanding that, now you're understanding the ways of how you become across. We create certain ways of coming as one to understand what it means to be an individual. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know what it means to be an individual, if you're in a space of where that you being an individual is not leading to your creativities, you'll be in a space of where you'll be working for the demon. You'll be working for the devil. You won't know how to work for God because you'll be in a space of where the things you're doing, this for some reason it's not adding up to the perception of where at least for you to be an individual. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know how to get to that perception where at least for you to be an individual, you're in a space of where now you're letting these things uh make you work instead of you being a space of where you know about the work energy and you know how to treat that work like a bitch in general. You know what I'm saying? Instead of motherfuckers trying to use you like a bitch and tell you, hey, do this shit, do this for me. Motherfucking demons and devils telling you to do all this nonsense for you, and then you're going with the perception thing. Oh damn, should I even do this? Is there a point to come up doing certain things like I'm the one that's like you. If you're working for the devil, you'll be like, damn. But the one that's working for God, or the one that says he's working for God, the way he's getting to his or he or she's getting to their place, they're getting there in a way quicker, easier, faster time. While I'm working for this motherfucker, and this motherfucker's telling me to do this certain thing, and it's been taking me for centuries to get to this to get this shit finished. Then to even when I get that shit finished, I get the piece of the cake. I don't get the whole shit. I don't get the whole loaf. And it's like we never want to feel like that. So if you're working for the devil, you want to understand that you working for the devil is not actually you having some sort of relativity. You're actually fucking up your manifestations, your way of how you materialize in your mind in the physical realm. You know what I'm saying? And you may have monetary gains working for the devil. Like for some reason, you may see the whole world is on that same timing. You know what I'm saying? And you may think to yourself, "Damn, the whole world's on the same timing, so I might as well just be this. I might as well just be on that same timing." But what you may not realize is that that same timing is meant for that individual, maybe not meant for you. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker just are just demon seeds in general. They just that's just how they see things. They don't know how to see things in any other way. And if you don't, if you think to yourself you're not seeing things in an open minded way, you're being the perception of where you're letting these things drag you down. You're letting these things you're letting these things work you out. You know what I'm saying? You want to be, and if you anytime you want to work out, you want to go to this esoteric Planet Fitness and work yourself out instead of you being the person where you're working yourself out and you're overly working yourself out. So now you can't even stand up no more. You can't even walk around no more. You can't even lift shit up no more. You can't even do what you used to do. Like, you can't even eat what you used to eat because your stomach is so sore and like, shit like that. It's really simple shit like that. So once you have that certain mind state and ideology, you'll think to yourself that, man, this shit ain't shit. Like, why the fuck do I gotta go through this nonsense? You know what I'm saying? And once you go through that space, you'll be in a place where the shit you're building up within yourself will always tear you back down because you will not build yourself up from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? And once you build yourself up from the ground up, it's like you understanding the pieces you left, the pieces you had from previous lives, previous forms, footprints in the sand, shit like that. You're putting these things back together, and you're seeing the path you came from. When you see the path you came from, it's like now you know your actual ancestry background, the real way, and how to see it. And your spiritual predecessors can tell you, yeah, this is where you're at right now. So work on it. And it's like you always pick up the pieces, next life form, next life form, not like life form, next life form, next life form. You always pick up the pieces, next flight form. Always pick up the pieces. You know what I'm saying? And when you always pick up the pieces, you're understanding that, oh shit, okay, this is something where I was at. Now I can understand the space and see where I can actually lead towards more creativity within that actual space where I was lost in the first place. And when I understand where I was lost in the first place and pick those pieces up, now I understand that, okay, this is where this is where the craziness or the misconflection came from. It came from me not understanding this from my previous life form, and that's probably trying to go from a different way of seeing things. But then I seen a way where I can missteer my path and see from this perception, and be open minded. Use my first eye, my real eye, and see from that eye, and it's deep. So once you're in that path, it's like shit becomes fun. So it's like even me when I'm looking back at my previous forms, my previous life forms, my astral travels, I'm seeing shit like, damn, this shit is funny because it's like something I always knew as a kid, and it's like when it all plays out in the reality, it's like, damn, this shit is really some magic. So when motherfucker tell you the magic, what I say in that song, I don't remember it, but oh yeah, but when motherfucker tells you magic ain't real, it's like it's not what you see, it's your perception of magic. You know what I'm saying? Back to my title, two of the same worlds, different perceptions. You know what I'm saying? You understand that it's not what you see, it's how you see. So you understand the magic aspect of where it's supposed to be seen. You understand the whole point of the magic is derived from how you're creating certain foundations, how you create certain roles within yourself, seeing these things no matter what. So when they appear to be the right way and how you're looking at it, it's not what you see, it's how you see it. And when you know how to see it the right way, the whole thing is more simpler for you. You know what I'm saying? When it's more simpler for you, you're having some sort of way in how you come up with certain ideologies and how you see these things. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what, you want to be in a position where you're understanding these things at all times. You know what I'm saying? At all times. You know, I always say it a lot. At all, listen, at the space, all with the all possibilities times. That's the time that you want to be on all times. So and trust me, I don't be saying these things for no reason. You want to if you don't know the space somewhere these things come from, if you don't know the space where these things derive from, if you don't know the space where these things get pushed off from, then you'll forever be in a space of where you're working for these things, and you want these things to be working for you. You know what I'm saying? So you let these things work for you. Now you're in perception of where the whole ideology of these things become more simpler for you. You know what I'm saying? When they become more simpler for you, you have the certain heritage or the certain background that makes it more respectable for you, makes it making more sense for you, no matter what. So you're looking at these things from the perception of oh shit, from the perception of where these things when these things take place. You know what I'm saying? So when you're looking at it from that space, now you're understanding. Oh shit! Okay, this is where I was at my previous life, and even before previous life, this is where I'm at right now. When I'm looking at when I understand two when I'm understanding two of the same worlds, this world may be something else, but the other world, which is the same as this one, may be some different thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that. And it's like when you understand that, it's like something can be playing out in this world that you may not be aware of. But when you're looking at from the it's like literally if I had to bring it down to the most third dimensional basis how to explain this, it's like you having a two-sided mirror and you're looking at it from this side and you're looking at it from this side. So you're flipping it this side, flipping it this side, and it's like when you flip it, think of it when you flip. So it's like this. You're looking at a two-sided mirror like this. You go in the back of it, flip it the other way, and you're looking at it from that perception. That's literally how it is. If I third dimensional speaking, if I had become dense as fuck to y'all motherfuckers to understand this shit, you know what I'm saying? That's all. But that's really how it be when you're looking at it from that way of thinking, way of living, and you're looking at it from that way of living. Things become more actually open minded for your scenario and how you see shit. You know what I'm saying? And no matter what, God will show you. God will only give you what you can handle. And if you can't handle that world where you're looking at it from that perception, and you're thinking like, damn, the fuck is this shit? Like, oh hell no! Like it's like God will give you a little piece, and if you can't handle that little piece, it's like when you're in that world, it's like you're seeing shit more clearly and seeing shit more differently. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't even handle it from that perception, you'll think to yourself like, damn, this is crazy. Like I can't even deal with that. That's if you travel far out. Usually, if you don't travel far out, God won't even put you in that position. But if you travel far out, it's like woo. It's like it ain't scary to me because I'm used to it. But for an average common, let's say a motherfucker that's spiritual that just started and getting with this shit. If they're not really activated in all chakras and not really aware of all chakras and not aware of where the substance where they came from, and they're not aware of the universal ways and how like this world is created and how you created it, and they'll be in the early stages that if they accidentally travel far out, which is rare, which is doesn't really just really doesn't even happen, to be honest. I haven't seen where I'm at. I didn't see any of that shit even happen. But for that to happen, let's say hypothetically that shit has happened. They get put in a. It's like what they see is like they'll be in a space where motherfucker shit will pop up there, right? And they'll see some shit, and they'll be like, oh shit, what the fuck? They'll be like, what the fuck is that? And like once they start walking closer to that being or those beings, it's like they wouldn't even know how to comprehend with those beings. They're like, oh shit, what the fuck? This has to be a dream, or if they think it's not a dream, it's like they'll be like, damn, this shit has to be an illusion or something like this. And not then them not realizing that's the real world. So when they go closer to that thing, when they go closer to that those beings, it'll be some sense like, I just I gotta wake up. This can't be real. And when they wake up, and it's like, damn. So it's like even if God put you in a space like that, where it'll try to understand, like get you to a space where it's deep. But like words can't even explain it when I'm at where I'm about to go to. But when I've been there, like I had different ways in how I look at it, and it wasn't even a really my way of how to look at it. It was really the all way of how to look at it. So when I get there, it's like I see shit, and it's like I tell myself like, man, if I tell myself that ain't real, and especially it's a space where I already came back from that. You know what I'm saying? So I already experienced that. So I'm on to bigger, better things, more in depth things, more clear spectrums of how to see shit. You know what I'm saying? And if a motherfucker's trying to hold me back, you know what I'm saying? Put me in a covenant, put me in some shit. That's why I gotta kill shit, because I don't like being trapped in a covenant. You know what I'm saying? Jesper Star Pilot doesn't like to be put in no covenant. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I see that, it's like, what the fuck is this shit? What the fuck? Who the fuck? It's like it be some weird ass shit. Trust me. Beyond what and this is beyond what I'm even what is actually coming out of my mouth. This is beyond, I'm just trying to bring y'all a spaceship there so y'all can fly. Y'all can see what I'm talking about. It's like, what the fuck, y'all be the same percent. Y'all, yeah, if y'all see where I'm coming from, y'all be like, what the fuck, this shit, yeah, that shit is weird. I'm on your side. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make it any better. Like it's like because I've been I've been in so many beings, so many shapes and forms. It's not even funny. So at this point, I'm just subhuman. You know what I'm saying? When you're subconscious, you understand these things. When you're subconscious, you're in that space where you're looking at where everything got derived from. You know what I'm saying? And when you understand where everything got derived from, you're in a perception of where the things that shit that got derived from, everything comes from the subconscious realm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's deep. Like I don't even want to get so too deep into it. Well, I'm gonna get deep into it, but now I'm not as deep as I want to because it's like because I don't want. It's like I don't know. It's like I certain things I don't like talking about. Not because I don't want to, but for the fact because it's more in my world. And in my world, when I create worlds, I'm creating a certain world. Right? Like I'm always creating worlds, but for the sake of even this EP I dropped, a soundtrack I dropped. You know, you can call it album if you want to, whatever. With 5 songs. I could have dropped way more. Way more. It could have been way more. But see, I was in this perception of where, see, I might be giving too much. But it's just spiritual. You can actually see where I was coming from, even how I wrote it down on the thing. But see, I went back in my previous forms and seen certain albums I already made. You know what I'm saying? Because be honest, I was listen. Me coming down here is degrading. You know what I'm saying? It's a downfall. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have to come back down here. I didn't ask. Angels can really say they didn't ask to come back down there. It's just where their parents were, where their parents was at. They were vibrating in a high ass space, and they just brought me down. They was, oh, I see. Oh, what the fuck is that? They suck me in. You know what? But you check it out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like previous forms. I see my albums. I see my music. I see my shit. I see the shit. I was in heaven. Literally, I was in heaven. You know what I'm saying? It can be seen as a hell for another individual because they may not understand how where it's coming from or how to see it. But like let's say they got sucked in that world and they didn't know how they didn't know how to orchestrate that word and they didn't know about the two different worlds. They would think to themselves like, what the fuck is this? What the hell? Where the hell am I at? I can see from that perception too. But if you don't have the all with you, if you don't have that all possibilities with you, you won't understand it, because you're start to think like, damn, this is some shit that I can't even vibe with no matter what. But you gotta understand this is which you're creating shit like this too, and maybe your own perception, but you're creating the same shit like that too. So it's like if you don't understand where these things is actually coming from, where these things derive from, you'll be in a place where you won't be ready when it comes to the space on where you're supposed to be creating your own perception of how you see things and how shit is coming together. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I was like, yeah. So my shit, I always been on my shit. I always been creating shit. I always been, no matter what, no matter how the illusion looks like. You know what I'm saying? And me being an archangel, I seen shit from the perception of where the normal common human wouldn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? And for them not to understand it, that's them. I don't gotta explain shit to them. But they'll eventually understand it when it gets to that time on where shit like this world, eventually this shit crumbles down and all y'all consciousness, all y'all body forms, all y'all light forms, all y'all shit, angels eventually just start walking on that shit. That's the best way I can explain it from that perception. You know what I'm saying? And it becomes a hell for you guys if y'all don't know how to rise your consciousness, rise your chakras, expand your shit. But it's like, damn, if y'all don't know how to get into that space like that, y'all, it's like, but see, y'all get grace because y'all get to vibrate slow in general. So y'all ain't got to experience the full totality of these things. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get to experience this form and in this form, but slowly. You know what I'm saying? So even if God put you in a space where thought you think you can handle it, keyword, think you can. I mean, keyword, think, handle it. So it's like you can maneuver that spaceship. Then God says, okay, this chick can do that. But if you can't, then it's like you really are in some shit. You know what I'm saying? And me being Star Pilot, nigga, I don't even give a fuck about this actual way of how to even communicate. Like I'm on some real shit. When back, like, no man, like damn, my god, my nigga, like where I'm from, nigga, communication doesn't even take words, and it's not even words, it's some other shit. You know what I'm saying? It's deep. And the reason why I say it like that is because like the things that we come up with, the things we derive from, the things we correlate with, is some shit on where the average human wouldn't even be understanding the ways of how we come up with certain things and how like it's seen like it's oh my god, I'm making it dirty right now, so you shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. So I don't want to, but yeah, it's weird, but like when you're, it's like shit becomes real when you're understanding the ways and how it's supposed to be seen from that perception. You know what I'm saying? And we understand it from that way of living and thinking. You're in a space of where now you're coming across like-minded spirits that come from your space, spirits that come from you, and you're all there together. And we are all there together. Y'all doing this shit where y'all coming together. And y'all doing, and y'all come and y'all causing havoc and y'all causing chaos, but for the right purposes. Real motherfucking shit. And beyond that, you know what I'm saying? Just Spark, Star Pilot, and we out in this motherfucker.